Disculpa, tenemos problemas técnicos.
¿Puedes repasar las notas de ella para aprobar que cada? Oh, how come are you the slideshow? It needs to be in. Yeah. Okay, now go to the next one. Okay. Puedes decir sus roles.
Buenas tardes. Tenemos aquí en pantalla a los representantes de la mesa de Delac, que la señora Mendoza no se encuentra por el momento. Nayel Sandoval aquí presente. La señora Paloma tampoco se encuentra. Y Ruth Alavés. Ella sí estaba por aquí. Se me acaba de desaparecer.
No podemos estar.
No podemos. Bueno, nos vamos a tomar un tiempo, por favor, para repasar las notas de la junta pasada. Todos tienen una enfrente en sus mesas, por favor. Si las pueden repasar. Martín está de este lado. Sí, pero puede sentarse donde guste.
Me falta una escuela verde.
Sí, BRB. Sí, faltaban unas. Era MOK, creo que es.
Como
No
que
está.
está
Fremont.
Fremont. Tenemos que tomarlo. Okay, so ¿quieres
Como niñera.
Okay. Representantes de parte de cada escuela. Así están presentes.
Vamos a hacer el pase de lista de las escuelas. Por favor, quiero que alcen la mano los representantes de cada escuela que vengan. Alizal Community. ¿Representante?
No, padre.
¿Algún padre?
Okay.
Ok. Bardin.
Okay.
Chávez.
Sí.
Crixayaba. Aquí estoy. Aquí estoy.
Creek.
Fremont. Aquí estoy.
Sí. Fremont.
Fremont.
No,
No trae padre, ¿verdad?
no, padre.
Parents. No.
No. Okay.
Oscar Loya.
Loya, ¿hay padres?
Padres. Montebella.
Padres.
Jaycee Sánchez.
Sí.
John Steinbeck. Padres de Steinbeck.
Yes.
BRB. Padres de BRB.
No.
Martin Luther King. Padres de Fremont. ¿Tenemos padres de Fremont?
Ya dijimos Fremont.
Oh.
Frank Paul. Frank Paul.
Oh, padres de Frank Paul. Sí tenemos. Muchos. Gracias.
Ahora vamos a votar. Sí,
Ok.
¿están de acuerdo?
Vamos a hacer la votación para, si están de acuerdo, para pasar al siguiente tema, por favor. ¿Todos a favor? Levanten la mano. Muchas gracias. Seguimos adelante.
Sí, puedes seguir. Okay. Hacemos entonces, dígales que si van a necesitar, vamos a cambiar
Una
a
vez
inglés.
más, vamos a hacer la reunión en inglés. Por favor, los que necesiten traducción al español pueden pasar de ese lado a tomar un traductor y los audífonos, por favor. Gracias.
Si quieres, escoger una.
Vamos a escoger un punto de nuestros acuerdos. Por favor, alguien que nos pueda compartir qué acuerdo es el que quiere tomar el día de hoy. Nos tomaremos un minuto para leerlos y decir qué es el acuerdo que nosotros queremos.
Puedes escoger a alguien en Creekside para decir que es su acuerdo.
Ahí solamente está la directora y yo.
Oh, okay, entonces, no hay nadie ahí.
Solo estoy yo.
Oh, entonces usted vas a decir, entiendo. Escogemos a alguien de Chávez.
The second to last. Muy bien. ¿Alguien de César Chávez que me quiera decir algún punto que haya que haya tomado? Pero está en inglés.
Communicate with transparency.
¿Alguien de Cardiff?
Mamá. Pero no sé cómo se llama. Yo le ayudo.
Para mí voy a poder colaborar y mantenerse el tema. Estamos aquí en equipo. Gracias.
You can go on. Go ahead, one more. Actually, we're gonna do,
Oh, you want to do the baby?
actually, are you ready? No? Okay.
That's fine.
Hello, everyone. My name is Angelica Pulido. I am the program manager of expanded learning here at Alsa.
Can you come?
Okay, that's fine. And I am here just to go over some of the programs that we still have running and to answer any quick questions. It's going to be a very brief overview today as we have a lot to cover. But I'm going to start with one thing that we have already started announcing at all the sites, and that is the spring intercession that is coming up. We did not have a winter intercession this year or a fall intercession, but we will have a spring and summer intercession for students to participate in. So I'm going to, are we able to show that? The spring. That'll be the second one. Yes. So I'm going to show a very brief video. It's going to be translated. It's in English and then in Spanish. So it kind of goes over what we will be offering during spring intercession. And then I'll briefly go over what we will be doing in April, which is very exciting, that we're planning for. And it'll be another very short video. And then any other programs, I did bring applications for all of our expanded learning programs, which is a large umbrella of programs. So from after school program to performing arts programs after school to Saturday classes to sports, all that falls under expanded learning. Our STEAM Saturday programs, our intercessions, all of that falls under expanded learning. So if you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us directly. I've shared my contact information, but the staff at each site also has that information. You're welcome to reach out anytime. We're happy to answer any questions or concerns regarding any of the programs. So please feel comfortable about reaching out and communicating any wants, needs, concerns, anything, please. And then hopefully it's almost coming. Does anyone have any questions now before it pops up?
While they're doing that, I can do my announcement.
Oh, okay.
I just want to remind everybody the LCAP stakeholder meetings is this sheet here. We have started LCAP today. Our teachers took the survey, and so it's really important for parent voice to be heard. So please make it a point to go and attend one of these meetings. The next meetings tomorrow, it will be at Chavez. Montevega will be on February 26th. MLK, February 27th. Then we're gonna have a community LCAP at Sanchez here in the morning at 8:45. Loya, March 5th, at 6 p.m. We have another community LCAP meeting at Barden PDC on March 10th. March 11th, Jesse G. Sanchez, Barden, March 13th, and our last stakeholder meeting will be on March 18th at our next DLAC meeting. And then there are coffee patches, so you have multiple opportunities to participate and giving your input.
You see the ones in your email chat?
But I could be wrong. We'll ask.
Those are trans, they go English.
Ya votamos de las
I don't think this
notas.
computer has sound.
No.
Este ya se votó, de las notas.
Oh, okay.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. Because this computer doesn't have sound, it's just for the, yeah.
Do you want to do, the one in the chat? Because that one has words.
Okay.
So if you see the one I just sent you, yeah, the spring one, yeah, that one has words in it. Like. Okay. I can send that.
All right, so, this is the video that's coming up. It does have music, but for some reason, the computer doesn't play the sound on this. So the spring intercession is going to take place the 24th through the 28th. It's Monday through Friday. These are the different pieces of the different sessions that each student will be able to take part in. Notice it started with robotics. We're going to have physical education. We'll have ELA support. We will be, it's going a little bit fast. But this is something that we've shared with administrators, so hopefully they can send out to families via their their communication portals.
What do you want me to stop or?
Yeah, we can, because it's kind of pausing. Or you want to go through it slowly, just click through it. So again, those are the dates, the 24th through the 28th. We have robotics. We have tutoring. I promise it's more fun when there's music, okay? I promise. Theater. Dancing. Physical education. So there are 3 sites where this spring intercession will be hosted. It'll be Barden, Loya, and VRB. At each site, those are the 4 sites that will be hosted. So at Barden, you'll have Montebella, Alisal, Fremont. At Loya, you'll have Sanchez, MLK, and Chavez. And at VRB, you'll have Steinbeck, Creekside, and Great Falls. All right, there will be transportation to and from your home site to your host site. The program runs from 8 to 5 every day, but it's a very flexible schedule. So if, for instance, you are participating in something in the morning, but you'd like your child to participate in the afternoon, they are welcome to submit an application and then just let the school know that they'll be participating in the afternoon and join for the afternoon sessions and vice versa. So it is very flexible if they can be there during the middle of the sessions, just depending. The schedule again is flexible. You do not necessarily need to attend the full day. They've already signed up for other programs, but would love to have your students there. The second piece, we're done.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, next time I will talk about April, okay? All right, any other information? Your clerks at the sites always have all the information about all our programs under expanded learning. So feel free to look at the applications that are found in the back and ask me any questions if you. Thank you, Ms. Alves.
Thank you.
That's it.
So next we have our AP principal that is going to be talking about our safety plan. She's gonna give a brief description of what's gonna happen at the next school site council meeting at your site. Yeah, just do it in English because.
Ok. Buenas tardes, soy Cristina Mendoza. Oh,
Yeah.
es mi cerebro bilingüe. Ya les iba a empezar a platicar en español, perdón. Sé que la junta del día de hoy va a ser en inglés, entonces voy a seguir con la presentación en inglés. Pero antes de empezar, mi nombre es Cristina Mendoza y soy la subdirectora en la escuela Creekside y de la Academia Virtual de Elisa. So I'm going to be talking today about the process that my colleagues and I, all assistant principals.
Does she need to go back one?
Oh, yes, I thought I could control it.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about the process that my colleagues and I at all of the schools follow every school year to update our comprehensive school safety plan. So the purpose of our comprehensive school safety plan is to create a safe learning environment for all, including our students, our parents, our staff. We want to be prepared for emergencies. And then with this plan, we're preventing, it's for prevention and for risk reduction. And we want to ensure that all of our educational partners understand their part in this endeavor, which is school safety. So today I'm going to quickly go over the 4 parts that we update every school year. So first, it's the comprehensive school safety plan review. So we have to review that every school year. We are a district who is implementing the Big 5 emergency protocol. So I'll talk about that briefly. PBIS, which is our positive behavior intervention system, and then how we track our behavior support and our data. So again, the first part that I'm going to talk about is our updates for our plan. So here is a timeline and what goes into updating our comprehensive school safety plan. So when we're updating this plan, we are updating all of the board policies that may have been updated since the last time that we updated the plan. That can be, for example, child abuse, suspension and expulsions, how our school policies are going to work around when our students ingress or egress from our school. And then we have a timeline. So all of the assistant principals and we started getting together in around October, November to start talking about the updates. Then in January, we start finalizing so that in February, we can present these comprehensive school safety plans at our school site council meetings. So if you attend your school site council meeting in February, you will likely get updates or late January, you should have gotten updates for your comprehensive school safety plan. And then they will be taken to our board of trustees to be approved. Okay. Another big part of our comprehensive school safety plan is now including the Big 5 emergency response protocols. The Big 5 emergency response protocols include shelter in place, secure campus, evacuation, drop, cover, and hold on, and lockdown barricade. First, shelter in place. If we ever have to call this emergency response, it's usually for a non-violent kind of response in the community, whether it be wildlife. Some of us might have seen on social media or on the news that there was a mountain lion in downtown Salinas. If that were to be around anywhere in our schools, we would call a shelter in place. A secure campus is also for something that's going on not on our school sites, but in the school community around the community. Evacuations, if there's ever a really major gas leak, a bomb threat, etc., we would evacuate our school. Drop, cover, and hold on is traditionally like an earthquake drill. And then lockdown barricade, if there's ever a violent intruder on our campus, we would call a lockdown barricade. The third part that goes into updating our comprehensive school safety plan has to do around PBIS, which is our positive behavior intervention system. So at each of your school sites, you should have a behavior matrix that kind of allows your student or your child to know how to be respectful, responsible, or ready, or whatever expectations you have at your site throughout all areas of the school, whether it be in the classroom, on the playground, or in the restrooms. These are examples of how they can demonstrate that positive behavior at your site. And this is translated in Spanish. The way that we motivate our students to be respectful, responsible, and ready at most of our sites is by hosting monthly PBIS events and then also hosting a PBIS store. At Creekside, we made sure that we asked our students what they wanted to work for. What is something that they're going to be motivated by? We sent out surveys so that our students can fill it out to let us know what are the things that motivate them.
I think it would be a great idea. It would be a great idea of what each school is having for the kids. Just to see the difference, right?
Mhm.
To be more effective.
So the question is that, one of the parents from Steinbeck would like to see what each school is doing. That's something that we can plan for the next meeting, and of course, if principals, if you can take that information back and work on that at your school and present what kind of PBIS store and the items that you have at your school site.
Yes, and I would just like to add that I think that would be a great topic for maybe our school site council, but it's also very individualized, right? For what is it that incentivizes each one of our different the student demographics at each school. But yes, just again, the 4 components that I'm going to be talking about today that help us to update our comprehensive school safety plan is the process, so our timeline before we present to our board of trustees, the big 5 safety protocols, PBIS, and then the last one is how we keep data from our behavior. So we use a program called Swiss, and on this program, it allows us to see what times of the day we're seeing behaviors, what type of behaviors, what location we're seeing the behaviors, and this allows us to plan to make sure that, remember, one of the purpose of our comprehensive school safety plan is prevention. So by having this data, let's say, for example, on this graph that you see on the screen, it's saying that, if we go to the next one, please. It's saying that at this school in particular, the playground is the area that's getting the most referrals. So in order to plan effectively, we want to make sure that we're looking at the time of the day. You notice on the right-hand side, there's a spike in referrals right in between that lunchtime between 12 and 1 here. And then there's also more referrals on the playground. So we want to make sure that we're allocating our support staff to be on the playground at that time. So this is how we use the data to inform our comprehensive school safety plan and also to help us prevent any behaviors and emergencies. This is last year, I believe this was Oscar Lloyd. Shout out Ms. McCown, thank you. And we can keep going. Again, to summarize what I talked about today, every year, all assistant principals in collaboration with the Director of Pupil Personnel Services, we have to work together to update all of our comprehensive school safety plans. So I talked about 4 things: the process of how to update it and the timelines, the big 5 safety protocols, our PBIS systems, and then how we track our data. And all this information helps us to make sure that we are keeping our students, our staff, and our community safe.
Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
No, but we don't have time.
Speak slowly because the translator is having a hard time. Gotcha. Thank you.
No, we have to, because I have to get over
Because our
Yeah.
interpreter was like,
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'd like to, the next piece is I'd like to welcome our community school coordinators that are here tonight. So if you can please stand
Can you come forward and just say your name? We're super excited that they're joining our LaSalle team, and so if you just can say your name and what school you're gonna be at.
Yes.
If you can maybe come around here, because there's people online that would love to get to know you.
Where's the camera?
Right here.
Hola, buenas noches a todos. Me llamo Silvia Pérez y soy la nueva coordinadora de escuelas comunitarias en la escuela de Alisal Community.
Maggie Bandera de la Escuela Barden.
A Lucia Blanco de la Escuela Fremont Elementary.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Griselda Reyes y estoy en la Virginia Rocca Barden.
So a huge welcome. So after the meeting, if you can welcome them and give them a welcome to the LaSalle Familia. With that, I am privileged to introduce Trisha DeFazio. She is a dedicated and passionate educator committed to empowering students, teachers, and parents. Once a restless student herself, she experienced firsthand the challenges of disengagement and frustration. However, an 8th grade teacher recognized her potential and changed the course of her educational journey. Inspired by that mentorship, Trisha pursued a career in education, specializing in ESL and bilingual instruction. Her early years in the field were filled with challenges and learning experiences, but she soon embraced a powerful truth. Mistakes are not failures. They are stepping stones to growth. This realization became the foundation of her work, shaping her mission to help others understand that emotions play a crucial role in learning. Today, as an educational consultant, speaker, and author, Trisha shares research-based strategies and best practices from experienced educators. She is dedicated to ensuring that every learner feels valued, supported, and empowered to succeed. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Trisha DeFazio.
I didn't know that Dr. Alvarez had written my autobiography or my biography. That's so good. Voy a hablar lentamente. I'm going to speak slower. Y puedo hablar en español a veces, if that helps. I want to make sure that.
The initial one was.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Yes, yes. So hello, welcome, bienvenidos. My name is Trisha DeFazio. I want to thank all the community coordinators who already spent 8 hours with me today. Oh my goodness. The dedication is very impressive. Thank you so much. Really nice. We are here today. You have copies of my book. Esos libros will be in español in agosto, so you will get those. You will have those. This is a resource and una guía, a guide to help you hacer conexiones con tus niños, make connections with your children, to help you with the basics of nutrition and sleep and social media and technology. So there's a lot of information and tips and tricks to help you deal with your kids and especially to manage those big emotions. How many of us have children who have big emotions? Yes, we do. How many of us have big emotions? Yes, we do. So that brings me to my first question. What is the best thing that we can give a child? What is the best thing we can give a child? Love, validation, ¿qué más? What else? Consistency, these are all great. What else?
Keeping an eye on it.
Understanding. Acknowledgement. Ooh. Ding, 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 ding. A balanced adult, una adulta regulada, an emotionally regulated adult is the best thing that we can give a child. The best thing that we can give a child is a calm, regulated version of us, right? We need to be a port in their storm. We don't join in the storm, right? We teach this to your teachers and your counselors. It is very, very common because we are human When we experience the emotions of someone else, we want to match that, right? So cuando we have a niño who's like, immediately we're like, what? Right? But it is for us to be a port in the storm, not to join in the storm, not to join in the chaos. And so that's not always easy, but it starts with us. When we can regulate us, they learn to regulate themselves. Do you know what one of the #1 indicators of success in an adult is? And it's not education. It's not money. It's close. It is emotional regulation. La capacidad to regulate your emotions. When you have an adult that can have an emotion and not be swept away by it, they have a better chance at success, right? Now, when we went to school, did we learn emotional regulation? No, right? What happened if we were crying? Maybe our parents said, stop crying. Did we stop crying? Yes, but then we went by ourselves and we cried, right? Or if we were angry, stop being angry. Does that make you less angry? No, it makes you less safe to express your anger, right? We want our children to know that all of their emotions are good. Anger, enojado, is inteligente. Anger is smart. Anger is a smart emotion. Anger is a smart emotion because it tells us a boundary has been crossed. It tells us something is wrong. There's nothing bad about anger, right? You can be angry. It's okay to be angry. It's not okay to hit your brother, right? It's okay to be sad. It's not okay to flip over the table. The goal is not to teach our children to not feel, it's to teach them how to feel. Does that make sense? So we're gonna do one exercise with us today to see how we feel when we are upset. So one of the biggest things that keeps adults from being regulated is stress, right? Is stress. So when you personally are stressed, when you experience stress, are you A, do you need time and space? Right? Do you need a minute? Do you need time and space? Or do you B, need someone to talk to you? Someone to come close to you? So I want you to show me with your body. So if you are A, you will stand over here. That means when you have stress, when you are upset, you need time and space. If you are B, want somebody to talk to you, you stand over here. So go ahead and stand up. A is I need time and space. B is I need you to talk to me. Come close to me, engage me. Good. Very good. Cuando tienes que hacer, ¿qué necesitas? ¿Tiempo en espacio o una persona que llamar? Good. 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 Okay, very good. Now mira. Tenemos dos grupos, right? We have 2 groups. Dos tipos de personas, right? Now, as these personas, these people need time and space when they are upset, which means dame 5, give me a minute, right? Dame 5. Dame un minuto. Give me time and space. What do we need? Abrazo, está bien. Right? Now, do you know this about your children? Do you know this about your children? If they are A or B? Good. Because this is something we can share with their teacher. Podemos compartir esa información con la maestra. Mira, mi niño cuando él tiene estrés, necesita esto or esto, right? He needs this or this. This is very helpful information. right? Because if we don't know this, and you're my niño, my niña, you're my niña, and you're upset, right? You know how they get like that? When they're llorando. Entonces, 5 minutos más tarde, right? And we say, oh, pobrecita. But because I'm a bee, yo pienso que ella necesita que yo necesito. I think she needs what I need. So what do? Oh, mi pobrecita, abrazos. Does she want that? No, right? Es lo peor. I make the situación peor. I make the situation worse because I don't know. Now, switch. Mi madre, you're my mother, and I'm upset. You know that one, right? So I'm llorando. What do I need? ¿Qué necesito? What do I need? I need abrazos, I need conversación, I need you to play with my hair. What is she gonna do? Nada. Nada. She's gonna give me time and space. Pero what will I think she's doing? Ignoring me. ¿Cómo se dice ignorar en español? Ignorando. And what's the worst thing you can do to us? You can't ignore us. Do you know why? Porque vamos a hacerlo más. We're gonna do it. Oh, you're gonna ignore me? Huh, right? And this is all because we don't have the information, right? We want the hug, they need time and space. Can you ask your niños this? Can you share it with their teacher, their counselor? Absolutely, this is great information to have. Thank you, everybody, have a seat. You guys can hug each other. Next slide. I need you to sit. Keep going.
Tell me.
Keep going. This is good, one more. Now, go back one. Emotion, vamos a hablar sobre emotions, right? What do we know about emotion? Oh, picture. What do we know about emotion? Anything? Form of expression, absolutely. This is on your Spanish parent guide that you have in front of you. This is on the guide, the Spanish parent guide. What else do we know about emotion? You can say it in Spanish if you want to.
They can make you sick.
They can make you sick if you don't express them. Right? Babies have perfect emotional health. There's one right there. Babies have perfect emotional health. Why? Babies don't stress. Have you ever met a stressed out baby? No. You know why? Perfect emotional health. When they're sad, they cry. When they're angry, they yell. When they're tired, they sleep. When they have to go to the bathroom, they go to the bathroom. Right? Emotions pass through babies like weather. That's the nature of emotion. Motion, to move, right? So babies say, oh, I see it, I feel it, I let it go. What do? I see it, I feel it, I shut it down. Oh, emotions are all here, or here, or here, right? Babies never worry about the future. No baby says, oh, I'm so nervous to learn how to walk next week. My legs, they're just too fat. Right? No babies are depressed and think about the past. Babies aren't embarrassed. They don't say, oh my goodness, I cannot believe I pooped in Ross last week. That was so embarrassing. I can never go back there. Right? Babies feel it and let it go. We want our kids to feel it and let it go. Right? The goal is to help them feel the emotion and let it go. So in front of you, you have something called a what helps me wheel. This is something you can use with your children, with your family, with your partner. So take a minute and I want you to think about when you are upset, when you are feeling stressed personally, what are the things that help you feel better? Is it breathing? Is it working out? Is it salsa dancing? Is it praying? Is it scrolling through your phone on Instagram? I don't think that helps, but. So take about 5 minutes and I want you to write in each circle the things that help you when you're stressed. Are there any questions? Go ahead, write in the circles, what helps you when you're stressed? Music. Oh, should I put music on? Yeah. I thought you were saying music helped. I was like, yes, good answer.
Lo que te sucede en cada círculo, imagino que va a ser como estrés de todo lo que pasa en el ejercicio.
I love you. Okay, yes.
Cuando tú tienes estrés, ¿qué puede ayudarte? Es it, bailando, respirando, una lista de las cosas que ayudan. Yes.
Ajá. Yo puse en la mañana un buen café. Ir al gimnasio. Ajá, gritarme de locura con Ana Gabriel en el carro.
Oh, yeah. They're on display. You want to get off?
I just want to see the next.
Okay, sure.
I jumped around a little bit. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. We're gonna go to the what helps me. Yeah. You know what? Let's stop here. That's good.
Okay.
The practice the pause.
Is that where you want me to start?
That's perfect. Yeah.
For people to share with me. Yes, thank you. What helps you?
I watch funny videos.
Watch funny videos on YouTube?
Or, yeah, YouTube.
Okay. Laughing, right? Laughing is very good for your system and to relieve stress. That's a good one. What else? Go ahead. Gardening, good one. You know what? I happen to have some Starbucks gift cards in here. So when I'm here bringing them, we need to have me. Now all the hands. I'm not promising for every answer. Gardening, very good. It's relaxing. Anything that you can use your hands helps with stress, right? Getting into your hands. There are lots of native people, right? That say when you can use the arms come out of your heart, so when you can work on stuff, it helps you with stress and brings your energy back. Go ahead. You're not getting a gift card. Say again? Positive affirmations, I like that. Do you have any affirmation you can share with us? Sure, give it to me. Sí se puede. Ooh, that's good. What is the translation of that? I love life, I love myself. That's really good. All right, you know what? That was so good. He came out and did it in English and Spanish. I'm not giving any more though, because we don't have any. Just kidding. What's another one? Yes, go ahead. Listening to music, right? Music changes your mood, right? Music changes your mood. So I'm indeed, I'm a liar. I have one more. What's yours? Go for a walk. Yes, to go for a walk. When you walk, everything gets better, right? Biologically, these things help. Any other ones? Anybody? Go ahead.
Might be go fishing.
Fishing, very relaxing, right? Fishing, good one. What else do we have?
Platicar.
Yeah, what is it? What is that?
Like soccer.
Oh, soccer, yes, right, physical activity, love that. What's your team? Chivas?
Bailar.
What's the team? Today we collecting, Barcelona, okay. I watched that documentary the other day about the, Real Madrid versus Barcelona. What else? We have one more, go ahead. Praying, yes, lots of people, right? All of these things, science says is helpful for us. Moving our body, positive affirmations, praying, dancing, right? What is not helpful is overthinking, right? What is not helpful is thinking about your problems. Because what you focus on grows. What you focus on grows. So what you look at becomes big. So if you sit and you think about your problems all day, they get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So we want to focus on things that help our stress and our body come back to regulation. Because what is the best thing we can give a child? A regulated adult. When your kids see you do this, they learn how to do it. Who is their best teacher? You. You are their best teacher, right? They copy everything you do. How many of you have seen a little kid walk in like this, and you say, I know who your dad is? How many of you say, look, I'll walk in like this, and you say, I know who your mom is, right? Exact replicas. They will copy you, and they will copy the way that you respond to stress. So think about this. When you need help, do you ask for help? No, so let's do this. On a scale from 0 to 5, 0 is I never ask for help. 5 is I always ask for help. How often do you ask for help? 2, 1, right? Show me here. 2, right? I'm a 2 and this is my job. But I started here. Some of you are like, I do everything myself, right? Now, if I'm a 2, what do I want my kids to be? 5. But what am I? A 2. But what do I want my kids to be? A 5. Right? Because if I'm a 2, I can only show them how to ask for help at level 2. And I want them to be 5. So I have to be 5. Does that make sense? We want to model the behavior that we want them to exhibit. We want to model the behavior that we want them to exhibit, right? Because if our kids see us get stressed, and I go, oh, I'm so stressed. Sorry. When our kid gets stressed, what are they gonna do? I'm stressed. I have a license to slam things. Right? Ooh, my dad says bad words when they're upset. I get to say bad words when I'm upset. Right? Or my mom stops talking when she's upset. So I'm gonna stop talking when I'm upset. Do we want our kids to not talk when they're upset? No, we need them to talk so we can help them, right? So we want to model emotional regulation for them. And the way we do that is on your guide, is on your guia, on your guide there. Are ways that we can help them. The best thing we can do is name the emotion that's happening, right? I'm feeling sad, but that's okay, right? I'm gonna go for a walk so I might feel better. When your child sees you handle stress in a positive way, that's how they're gonna handle stress. When you take care of yourself, your child's gonna look and say, that's how I'll take care of myself. Because if our kids see us never sleep and never eat, and all we do is go, 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 then they think, I'm not allowed to sleep or eat. I need to go, 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 go. Right? So we feel like we need to sacrifice everything for them, but actually, the best thing we can do is take care of ourselves, because it will teach them to take care of themselves. Does that make sense?
How much time do I have?
Okay. Oh, I
Todavía
hope
le
this
queda.
works the other
Oye,
way.
todavía le queda.
Oh, good, yes,
25 minutos todavía.
okay, what do I do?
25.
Okay, perfect.
And can we talk about the,
Oh, the parent that did, okay, so this activity we did with a group of parents in Texas during the pandemic. And we said, identify things that help you when you're stressed. And the parents did one and the kids did one together. So the child had one and the mom had one. And we said, for 1 week, just go and have it out at the house. Have it up where you both can see each other. And after a week, we said, how was it? And the mom said, most of the time, it was the child telling her to use the wheel. The child was reminding her, Mom, you look stressed. Do you need a walk? Do you need to pray? Do you need to play soccer? And the mom was like, yes. And then I asked the one mom, how is your relationship with your child? She said, forget about my kid. This is saving my marriage. And I said, really? Why? And she said, my husband works on an oil rig. My husband works all day, right? And he filled out one. And he wrote right here, I need 10 minutes when I get home to relax before we talk. I need 10 minutes to take off my shoes, and sit down, and be in the house before we talk. So the lady said, sometimes he would come in and just go. and he would just point. He would just point to, I need 10 minutes. And she would say, okay, good. And that was helping, right? So this is a great tool to help us communicate what we need when we're stressed. Because if I don't know what you need and you're my kid, I might not give it to you. Like the B's and the A's, remember? We want what's best for our kids, but I might try to give you a hug and you don't want a hug. And I might need a hug and you might not give it to me because you think I need space. So the best thing we can do is ask them, right? The only way to know what they need sometimes is to ask them, what do you need? When that kid's having a big emotion, how many of you have kids who have tantrums, like, right? When a kid is in their emotion, in their big emotion, it's not because they're bad, there are no bad kids. You're like, no, there are no bad kids. There are only kids with limited emotional regulation. There are no bad kids. You know why? There are no bad babies. You never were like, that is an evil little baby. Right? Bad babies don't exist, bad kids don't exist. They're just babies that grew up. Right? They're just kids who don't know how to emotionally regulate. So what we want to do is help give them the tools to feel their feelings. If they are having a tantrum or a big explosion, that means they don't know how to say how they're feeling. So when they're having an explosion, we can say, hey, what do you need? Show me. Because now their brain is going, what do I need? Versus the kid like, in Walmart. And we're like, stop that. Or if you're my mom, that doesn't help, right? We say, excuse me, do you need water or do you need to go for a walk? Now their brain goes, water, water, cool, let's go, right? When they're in the middle of a big emotion, give them a choice, a choice. A choice helps them feel like they have power. And that's what most of those struggles are. They're a power struggle. Do you see that? It's a struggle for power. So if you give them a little power, it's like this. Do you want to clean your room or clean the garage? Your choice. They think, oh, I get to pick. I have power. And you're like, no, you don't. That's a mom-dad choice, right? But see what happens when you give them choice. And then one last thing that is the most helpful we've seen with helping our kids, whether they're little or old, because the best thing we can give a child is a regulated adult. Practice the pause. What does this mean? When you feel yourself getting dysregulated because you're tired, you're hungry, you've worked all day, right? They come in like, you're like, right? And say, practice the pause. I'm gonna take a breath before I talk, before I speak, before I text, before I yell. Because if we can just pause before we react, we won't do anything that we regret. Because if we react when we are angry, and our kids can make us angry, right? When we act and we are angry, it usually ends in shame. When we do something when we're angry, it usually ends in shame. Think about the last time you sent a text message when you were really mad. You were mad. I wish I practiced the pause, right? Just take a minute, because when you're upset, when your emotions are big, there's a part of your brain called the amygdala that is en fuego. It is on fire. That part of your brain. There's no logic. There's only emotion. And when your brain is en fuego with emotion, when it's on fire with emotion, you're not making good decisions. But when we practice the pause, We put out the fire. Now we can be logical and say, okay, it's time for you to go to bed, right? You have a choice, brush your teeth or go straight to bed. Those are your choices versus, right? And now the kid's like, and the whole house is crazy. Does that make sense? Practicing the pause is not easy, friends. I have to practice every single day. But the more my kids see me practice, the more they learn how to do it. Right? Because we, and this is helpful if you have older kids, right, in middle school. Remember when you were 12 or 13? Do you remember that? How terrible that was? To be 12 or 13 years old? Do you remember that? And you were like, oh, awkward. I don't know how to talk to people. Do you remember that? That's terrifying, right? You're not sure about anything. Being 12 and 13 is like being crazy. Your hormones, your skin, your love interest, you have crushes, your body's going crazy. You're like a crazy person. But the best thing we can tell that child is, listen, you do not need to get swept away by your emotions. They're big, they're real, but they will pass. They will pass. People in middle school or students in high school feel like a bad day is a bad life sometimes. And they get really, really sad. Do you see this? They think a bad day is a bad life. And it's important to remind them, listen, this feeling is temporary. No feeling lasts forever. None. No feeling lasts forever. And nobody ever died from their feelings. Nobody ever died from their feelings. So they might be uncomfortable and they might be hard, but practice the pause and they will pass. When our kids have emotional regulation, they will not look to other things to help them numb or cope. What are ways that people use to numb or cope with emotions?
Substances?
Drinking, smoking, drugs, Amazon, shopping, or just a lot of play video games for 12 hours, right? That's numbing. That's numbing. That's turning off. That's, ooh, my emotions don't feel good. I'm gonna sit on my phone for 8 hours. That's not a good coping skill. Versus, hey, feel it, it's temporary, it's gonna go away. You can do it. I believe in you. Now our kids have emotional regulation. And it's, nobody will be able to steal their peace from them when they can practice the pause, and they'll learn that from you. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions about what I shared? I know that was a lot. Any questions? Anything you're dealing with, you need help with your kids? Any ages, what is it? Say again? What's going on with them?
That's the age, so like from 0 to 9, the age of 4. All the way up to.
Gotcha. So when your kids are struggling with big emotions, the best thing we can do is what? Practice the pause with them. Be a port in their storm. Be a regulated adult. What can we do when they're in the middle of a tantrum, of an emotional outburst? Give them a choice. Give them a choice. Do you want to go get water? Do you want to go for a walk? They feel power when they have a choice, right? Okay, good. Yes, go ahead. It's sadly bad. Okay. Oh, quick to anger. Yes, quick to anger. So. What you do. So the first thing is always be curious. Always be curious about their emotion and say, why are you angry? the best thing you can do is say, why? 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 Because the first answer might be, oh, because I'm angry. Well, why? My brother did something, but why? 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 And you can get hopefully to the answer, right? Because we always want to find out what's the root, what's the cause, right? The anger happens later. So first is I think be curious and find out why. And then I think children, 11 years old, do not know how much power they have over their emotions. Little kids think, oh, this feeling is I have no control, right? Little kids don't know they have control over their feelings, and they do. We all do, right? It can come and it can go. We do not need to react to our feelings, right? They come, they go. But this little guy thinks, ooh, anger, it's here. And now, I'm going crazy. So I would tell him, you have more power than you think. So when you start feeling angry, what can we do? Maybe we shake it out. Maybe we scream, finding a place that's appropriate to put the anger, right? Does that make sense? We give them options. The anger is fine. I see that you're angry. Anger's fine, but I want to know why, and I want to help you feel it and let it go. I would let him see you get angry. And you say, Mom is angry right now, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, right? Mom's angry. I'm just gonna run a place real fast. Take it out. And I was like, oh, Mom is weird, but it works. Does that make sense? So I would get curious, I would validate it, and then find a place to put it that it's okay. But make sure they know anger's okay. But because it's a boy, I would be willing to say that he's sad about something. But he won't let himself be sad. So he's making it anger. That's usually what happens, right? So think about this. When you were young, was there an emotion that was not allowed in your house? When you were young, was there an emotion that was not allowed in your house? Every man in here is like, Go ahead, what was it? Not to cry. Don't you dare cry. Guess what? Is crying the most normal human thing we can do? Yes. Crying is very, very healthy. Crying releases stress hormones. You feel better after a good long cry. It's true. It's true. It's like smelling the grass after the rain. Like you've had a good cry, you're like, oh, I'm so tired. I cried so hard, right? But if we don't let our boys cry, we say, you're not allowed to be sad, but what are they allowed to be? You're allowed to be angry. Well, now we have boys thinking, okay, I can't be sad, I can't cry, and I can't be hurt, but I can be angry, so I'm gonna punch you on the playground. And guess what? Look where all those referrals were, on the playground. Truly, right? So our boys are using the one lane that they get, which is it's socially acceptable to be angry because I'm not allowed to be sad. Perfect example. Today, with all the counselors, we said, think of your most challenging student. Think of the student that is having the hardest time. And 35 teachers said, I have my student. I said, good. Is it a boy or a girl? Every single person said it was a boy. Is this because boys are bad? No, boys are not bad. It's because the boys are getting in trouble because they're not allowed to feel their emotions in a healthy way. And it's coming out, all of it, through anger. So if a boy is sad, can't be sad, he's gonna be angry. If a boy is hurt, he can't be hurt, he's gonna be angry. He wants to cry, he cry. We'll make fun of you. You're gonna be angry. And that's not healthy. Right? Also, anger Is anger high energy or low energy? When you're angry, do you feel energy or do you feel tired? Anger makes you activated. Look at me, I'm angry. I can beat you up. Anger gives you energy. Anger gives you energy. The energy feels good sometimes. So there are some people who are addicted to their anger because it gives them energy. Because sadness is low energy. Right? I'm crying, I'm sad, I'm tired. But we don't let the boys have that. And the boys are like, great, anger feels better anyway. But this all the time is so tiring. You will crash. You will crash if you're angry all the time. Right? And so what happens when you crash? You look to things to help you numb. Drink, smoke, drugs, Netflix, video games for hours and hours and hours. You see what I'm saying? So the goal is all of our emotions are fine. I know it's hard and it's different in cultures. I'm Italian, I'm basically a Latina. Right? We don't let our men feel anything either. And it's not helpful. Because the best thing they can have is emotional regulation. But if they're walking around like this, when somebody looks at them, they're like, "Pew!" And then they get a referral. Do we have angry boys? Right? Or do we have girls who aren't allowed to be angry? Because that's for the boys. So the girls sit there like, I'm invisible. And nothing feels worse than being invisible. Right? So I know I'm talking about boys and girls, but in general, we want our kids to know that their feelings are all fine and they're all normal. And if we had some experience where we weren't allowed, we gotta get rid of that, right? Can you do a slide for me? Because at the end of the day, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh, sorry, I could just see this real quick. Sorry, everybody. This is what we want to do. What does this mean to you?
Different generations?
Different generations, right? We don't need to blame our parents. They did the best they could. They really did. And guess what? They probably did better than their parents. So when you take a look at our grandparents, you think, oh, it's a lot, doesn't it? But what we want to do is break the cycle. Because we know better now. We have scientific research. We know that love and caring makes all the difference. We know that validating our kids and giving them a safe place to express their emotions is the best thing we could do. Because if we punish our kids and we don't give them another behavior, we're just punishing them for being little or not having emotional regulation, right? So all that to say, you guys are doing the great work because you're here tonight, and I want to thank you for that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for learning about emotional regulation on a Tuesday night from a crazy woman who's been talking all day long. And thank you so much for being just so active in the community and in the school district. And I hope you guys had a good time tonight. Yes, mom. Yes, mommy. Yes, doctor. So turn and talk to your partner and tell them one thing that you learned from today. Just one thing. Yeah, one thing that you're gonna take away with you, or one thing that resonated with you from our talk today. So go ahead, talk to your partner, tell them one thing.
Pues ella
Okay.
Okay.
It's a bird in here. All right, let's finish our conversations. I have one left. But I don't know if I'm giving it, so I don't know, but I do need 3 people to tell me what they learned one thing today, 3 people. Can I get 3? I got 1, I got 2, where's my third? I got 3, I got 4. Girls, yes. What did you learn? Read what helps. It will make your life easier. It will make your life easier. I love that. Go ahead. That's right, regulating your emotions. I love it. Great job. Who else? Yes, do it both. Go ahead. Yeah. Okay. All right, we have one more. I really am out. Go ahead. Every single one of us has the power to break the cycle. And we all know there was some stuff we gotta get rid of. Right? They did their best, but oh my goodness, what did they know then, right? Like my mom literally gave birth to me while she was smoking a cigarette. My mom was in the hospital. There was an ashtray in the hospital bed. That's how different times are, right? Right? So we learn more, we do better. I love that I ended with my mom. Go ahead.
I was thinking about like getting to know your child with the emotions and communicating with your teacher child. That way, you know, you guys are working together to help the student. So, I thought that was.
Yes, it makes your teacher's life easier when they know your kid, right? Also, if something's going on, like, listen, my son's having a hard week, just so you know, teachers love it when you give them information. Because it makes our life easier.
I have some extra. If they
We have extra, if you wanna take them home and use them with your child, and there are, guys, there's this one for adults or older kids, this is for younger kids. And they can draw on it, and guess what, do it in Spanish. Do it in English and Spanish, right? We have all these beautiful bilingual kids. And if you read in English and you want one of the books, they are here. But if not, no worries, the Spanish will be here in August. Okay, so we have 3 different age groups here, middle school, and elementary school. So feel free to come get one if you want a book in English, but we will have them in Spanish. Thank you so much, parents. You're the best. Enjoy your Starbucks. Thank you, Mom. Isn't she amazing? Can we take a quick pic with you really quick? Yes, oh, any parents, I love it. Let's. All right, we're gonna just take a pic over in the back. Sí.
Bueno, si no van a ganar extra, me voy a llevar uno. Sí.
Los libros actualmente están en inglés, pero próximamente los van a traer en español. En el mes de agosto llegan los libros en español, así que nos daremos una conferencia. También nada más para darle las gracias a todos. Thank you. All of you guys for showing up today. Muchísimas gracias. La próxima junta va a ser el día 18 de marzo.
Y me encantó ver muchas caristas del día de hoy. Por favor, dile a nuestros padres para estar aquí en la próxima reunión. Muchas gracias.
Y ahorita pasamos
Siendo diferentes. Están en inglés. En inglés. So how old is your child? So, I'll give you all three. 11 and elementary. This is elementary. I'll just give you all three. Okay. No, es para los papás, pero están en inglés. En agosto ya voy a agarrar las copias de todo. ¿Quieres en qué grado? Porque quieres de todos. Early elementary. Okay, perfecto. Ajá, gracias. Sí, están en inglés.
Oh.
En agosto lees en inglés. Okay, ¿cuántos años tienes? ¿Dos? 2 años.
Let's get a good result. I know that. I don't know if I'm hard. I have a better schedule. Yeah,
Six. So it's early.
One day, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I kind of do an engaging kind of different. Yes, exactly, yes.
Ya por terminada la reunión, Lorena, ya por terminada la reunión.
Pregúntales, pienso que sí.
Lorena, ¿ya cerraste la reunión?
I have it. Let me give it to you. Yeah. You want to take one of each? One of each? Yeah. I know, somebody, yeah.
No sé, por eso estoy preguntando si ya la cerraron.
Agarraste. Okay, están en inglés. Okay. Y también las copias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7:30.
Este papel es como un cheat sheet para los libros y está traducido.
I'm sorry that I